coming up swimmingly as well. My name is Dibala Iner. I always have my colleagues accompanying me on this particular show to just also prime us on what is happening in various dockets. Joining us from the city center, we have Grace. Of course, Grace Minor will be telling us more on what is happening on the political diary this morning. Elvis Kosgei all the way from Eldoret just to tell us how also people are feeling on the ground as far as a general election, which is just a few days from now, 7 days actually to go. He'll be telling us more what is the feeling on the ground. Also, we have Kevin Yakundi with the business diary to tell us more on what we do expect from that particular front as well. And finally, Caronal Obuya as well from the social media. So, as always, we put the horse into a full run. We begin with Grace Minor from our city center studio. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Dibal, and a happy new month to you. Now we are officially counting days, now 7 days to, we're no longer saying the August 9 polls, but to this year's general election. Now, of course, it's been quite a long journey. Now we're almost there. And as we all know from the opinion polls, is that the two main presidential candidates, that is Azimio's Raila Odinga and UDA's William Ruto, are neck to neck. And this is the final week that is actually going to be quite an important one. And it's a week that, you know, it's going to be a make or a break for them, having that they have just a few days. Remember, according to IEBC and their timelines, the candidates have until this Saturday, that is the deadline of campaigns, this coming Saturday, meaning they have quite a long week that is going to be full of campaigns within the region, within the city, and all that. And also most of these, the two presidential candidates had, you know, already promised that they're going to have their last mega rally here in Nairobi on or before this coming Saturday. So when you talk about rallies, of course, and campaigns, of course, today the two main presidential candidates, as I mentioned earlier, are going to be transversing in various counties. We have a Deputy President William Ruto, who's going to be going to his home county, that is Uasin Gishu County, just a day after ODM leader Raila Odinga stormed the county just to ensure that they garner as many votes as they can in that region. Dibal, remember what these presidential candidates want, or all for that they can win, is having 50+1 votes. Remember, as I said earlier, they only have this week to just to have vigorous campaigns. You know, vigorous campaigns, as you know, the countdown begins to Saturday, where they're not allowed to campaign when it comes to Saturday. Now, Azimio's Raila Odinga will be heading to Kiambu. Will be transversing to Kiambu today, just to ensure that, of course, they cement their votes in that region today. And we're also going to have another group of Azimio here in Nairobi that will be headed by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka. As I said earlier, this is going to be such a vigorous week and a tight week for all the presidential hopefuls and also all other candidates, just to ensure that they go out there and campaign and you know, try to get as many votes as possible. Remember, they also have the time to ensure that, you know, they try and convince the undecided voters so that they can try and get as many votes as they possibly can. Remember, the two candidates are expecting to win round one, but of course that is something that you've seen in the opinion polls, is something that is going to be a bit, you know, challenging, having that these two candidates are neck to neck or they are at par, meaning they really have a lot of work to put on for these coming days. As I said earlier, they have a lot to work on. Also, as expected, today we have the IEBC that is going to ensure that they say that they're going to begin their daily briefings today. So we're going to be just on the ground to see whatever that is going to come out from them. They said, the IEBC chair, Wafula Chebukati, said that they're going to be using these daily briefs just to ensure that they answer questions that have been asked, and also just get to tell Kenyans how prepared they are for Tuesday's general election. Remember, the election is slated for Tuesday. They have quite a lot of task for them, quite a lot of task for the candidates, but we are on the ground just to see how that transverses and how all that is going to come up, how all that is going to end up with Dibal.
Thanks indeed, Grace Minor, and we're keeping a sharp eye on that. Thank you very much. We want to cross over now to our Eldoret region there, where Elvis Kosgei is standing by. Remember, this is the last moments where also political key figures are giving their stamp speeches, the final stamp speeches, and we want to hear what will be happening today. We have the Deputy President who will be touring that region this morning, Elvis Koske, good morning, what do you know?
Good morning, Dibal. Amidst the advent of August 9th general election, Deputy President William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza presidential flag bearer is expected to have a mega rally here in Eldoret in the county of Uasin Gishu. Early in the morning, the DP kicked off his campaign in Mosop constituency in the county of Nandi, where he'll be campaigning for Abraham Kirwa, a UDA candidate. Will be battling it out with Mosop Member of Parliament Vincent Tuwei, who is vying on an independent ticket. Remember, early last week, the DP used that opportunity to crisscross constituency that is perceived to have strong independent candidates. Remember, the DP was in Nandi Hills, where the vocal Alfred Keter is vying on an independent ticket against Bernard Kitur. The DP later was in Keses constituency that is being held by Dr. Swarup Mishra, a strong independent candidate there. And of course, the DP campaigned for CPA Julius Ruto, who's a UDA candidate. Later, he headed to Moiben constituency that is being held by Silas Tired, who's an independent ticket or candidate also. And of course, he campaigned for Professor Phyllis Tirop. So the DP today will be here just to convince the electorates and residents of Uasin Gishu to come out in large numbers and vote for him. Remember, in 2017, the North Rift Bloc came out in large numbers and voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto. He'll also use this opportunity to convince residents what are some of the measures that the UDA party will outline and ensure that they address the perennial challenges that farmers have been experiencing from this region. Remember, 70% of locals here depend on agriculture, so it's a wait-and-see situation how the DP will address the issue. Remember, in the vote-rich region where we have Uasin Gishu County, Nandi and Elgeyo, the DP will also use this opportunity just to convince members to vote for the UDA party so that he can have strong lawmakers if he will succeed to take after President Uhuru Kenyatta. So it's a wait and see. It remains to be seen how the North Rift region will vote on August 9th, even as the region is perceived to be the political bastion and bedrock of Deputy President William Ruto, who's the UDA presidential candidate. Back to you in studio. Dibal.
Many thanks indeed, Elvis Koske there from Eldoret. A fully packed diary there for the Deputy President, it seems, today. And we'll be following where he will be itinerating today. And of course,